Almost all the online training material I looked at and listened to told me that I need to find a sneaky, indirect way to manipulate your feelings and emotions so that you'll buy my book. Well, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about my book, and then I'm going to ask you to buy it. Pretty simple. I wrote a book. My name is Todd Reimer, and my book is called Fill the Gap: How Gen Z Can Enter the Workforce with Competence and with Confidence. And the reason I wrote it is because I'm watching a generation fail. I'm a leadership coach and trainer, and I work with the men and women who supervise Gen Z as they enter the workforce. This is anybody between the ages of 14 and 28. And as a rule, that generation is failing. There are exceptions, but they're pretty uncommon. 40% of all employers right now won't hire another Gen Z. 60% tell us they have fired one in the last 30 days because of poor performance. As a result, up to 70% of all Gen Zs struggle with feelings of hopelessness as they consider their future or lack of a future. Now, why do I care? Well, I care because I'm also dad to 3 young adults, 3 Gen Zs of my own. And as a leadership coach and trainer, I'm watching the men and women that I coach struggle with how do I help this young generation succeed. And I care a lot. But I don't just see the problem. I saw the potential in this generation, and I saw the solutions. So what I did is I put together a book for this generation. It's written in a way that's specific to Gen Z. The chapters are short. They're meant to be read in 10 minutes or less. And they're about real people in real situations. The tools are based and the principles are based on real life and what actually is needed in a real life work situation. A lot of times as parents we're told that, you know what, you're really not that relevant. You're really not that influential in the lives of your kids. That's not true. You are still highly influential in the lives of your kids, even if they're young adults. We don't always see it, but you are. I want to ask you to use your influence to help prepare your teens and young adults to succeed in the workforce. So here it is. Will you buy my book? There. I asked you. It's pretty painless. If you don't buy my book, the reality is I can't help anybody. If nobody's reading it, if nobody's taking these principles and these tools and applying them and changing their lives, I'm not helping anybody. And I want to work with you to help change a generation, to give them hope, so that they're not dealing with that hopelessness, but that they have hope. So there, that was actually pretty painless. I just asked you. That's all I've got to say, except for this. Thank you for buying my book.